Hello, my name is Dafne Mazo, and I work at IOBE, which is the Basque Environment Agency in the Basque government. And we have presented the results of how do we propose to integrate the gender perspective in climate change planning. So through this study, what we have done is to analyze the differences between women and men, and we have done this through three different perspectives. So on the one hand, what we have done has been to see how men and women contribute differently to the effects of climate change. So we see that there are some social patterns, and men usually have habits that are more impactful for the environment. So this is one thing. Then another perspective has been how does climate change affect women and men. So there's women are usually more vulnerable since they take caring tasks. So they are they have a higher risk. For example, when extreme temperatures, that maybe if they don't have the proper insulation system, they are the most affected ones. And the third perspective has been to see which is the willingness and the consciousness of climate change, and also the leadership opportunities. So we have seen that usually women are the ones that have a higher consciousness and willingness to change, but on the other hand, they don't have the spaces, power positions, and they do not have the space to really track the change towards climate change adaptation. With this analysis and these results, we have tried to see which are the four main challenges that we would need to tackle to integrate the gender perspective in climate change adaptation planning. And we will now explain which are these four challenges. So the first one is to see what can we do to change the social and economic model in order to have a sustainable livelihoods to mitigate the effects of climate change. So with this, what we want to do is to see how we can make women and men change their habits. And for example, one of the actions we want to promote through this challenge is to see which different energy choices do they do women and men. So in this way we can see which gender differences we have regarding mitigation. Second challenge would be to integrate the gender perspective in adaptation planning. So for this to reach all the vulnerable populations, in this case women. And what we want to do here is to make sure that the gender perspective is integrated in all the adaptation measures that are taken. Then a third challenge would be to create these spaces in decision making for women. So to make sure that women are represented in different decision making areas and sectors, and this would mean a difference in how do we answer to climate change. And then the last challenge would be how to make both things, so the climate change perspective and the gender perspective, both to be integrated in different policy areas and different sectors. So for this, for example, a key action would be to make sure that the climate change and the gender departments of the different institutions work together and know about each other's work, so that it becomes a transversal issue.